Hey everyone, welcome to RUNFREE. I'm Rory. Today I want to talk about the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pros. Whew. Okay, so let's talk about these shoes. Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro from Salomon. I say they're from Salomon. So they cost £160. They are the bigger brother of the Salomon S-Lab Pulsars, and they kind of fit nicely between the Pulsar and the Ultra Glide. Now I've used the Ultra Glide previously, got about 500 miles in them, and I was looking for something that was maybe a bit more responsive, a bit lighter, and this is where these kind of fit the bill quite nicely, and they bridge that gap between a racer and a trainer. So what I mean by that is I've used these shoes for 100k race in the Alps, the UTMB CCC, where in the main part they were brilliant for that. And what you get from this shoe, the fit of the upper, it's a whole one piece upper, so it really just fit like a glove, kind of like the Pulsars if you've ever tried them. It's a very snug sock-like fit, kind of like putting your foot into a slipper, which is great, and they offer a bit more room in the toe box, so a bit wider in the toes, sadly lacking a little bit in the heel structure. They're quite soft, so there isn't fantastic heel lockdown, which is a shame. So I do find that you have to struggle a bit with the laces. Whoa, here we go, sketchy, whoa. This doesn't look bad, but this is the super slippy, sticky mud, and these shoes do not have the grip. Mud, whoa, whoa! What are they good for? They've got really good cushioning. The midsole, so the energy surge foam for the first few hundred miles is really nice and soft. Got a lovely feel to it. But when you get them as new shoes with the sock liner, they've got quite a high stack height, which means that they're quite unstable. So you're not really going to use them on technical running where there's a risk you're going to go over on your ankle. They just don't feel that stable. I had a massive problem with them running downhill from the Grand Col Ferret on the CCC. I found that especially when the shoes got wet, because when we hit Italy we got rained on loads, my foot kept sliding around in the shoe. They just lacked that lockdown that you really needed, and my toes were sticking at the end of the shoe and really uncomfortable. So I ended up stopping and taking the inner soles out and running with them without the inner soles, which makes them so much better. And that's what I do now, so I don't use any inner soles in them. Get rid of the sock liners and just run kind of like the normal S-Lab Pulsars, where your foot's just on the foam at the bottom. It lowers your foot in the shoe, gives it much better ground feel, makes it more responsive. It also helps with the lockdown as well. It sits your foot and your heel lower in the shoe, so you can cinch those laces up and get them locked in properly, which I think helps for the more technical running. You lower, oh god, whoa, that's mud. So yeah, get rid of the sock liners, inner soles, whatever you want to call them, chuck them in the bin. Helps the feel of the shoe massively. positives for this shoe: got good cushioning, they do have a nice glove-like fit, although the lockdown I think could be tuned. I feel like there's a bit too much material in the upper, and it would be nice if Salomon just stripped some of that out to make the fit a bit more snug, like the Salomon Pulsar, and that would help the heel lock as well. The material's interesting. It's like a soft fabric, almost like a neoprene, which is comfortable and it's durable. I've done about 300 miles in this shoe, and there's just some signs of wear. I'm starting to get a bit of tearing on the upper, but when you tighten the quick lock laces, the tongue bunches underneath and you have to like gather it at the edges. It's a bit tricky to then get a good fit. I find that when you pull the laces tight, it kind of pulls the fabric across one side of your foot, so that can be a bit uncomfortable. So I think the fit needs tweaking. I've said about the heel lock, that could do with improving, and the grip. Grip is brilliant in the dry or wet rocks. I think it's great for like the Alps terrain, but if you put it anywhere near mud, the 3.5mm lugs are just useless. The amount of times I've wiped out in mud. So these are not a good winter shoe for the UK, unless you live somewhere very dry, which is not the UK. Ooh, lovely crunch of the leaves, autumn's finally here. So what else do I want to say about these shoes? Yeah, the price is quite high, £160. That's a lot, kind of in line with the S-Lab range, but I don't think they quite have the S-Lab features, the fit or the grip that I'd expect. Although I think these shoes are going to be a good bridge between the Ultra Glide and the Salomon Pulsar. Good ultra shoe. I used it for 100 kilometers in the mountains. Really comfortable, no hot spots, no blisters, other than a problem with the inner sole. I had to remove that. I've got the CL version, which is a Canadian company, and these are quite bright colours. Not for everyone. I love them. Yeppa!